This little guy and his bite in here are going to get a new home. Won't that be neat? We'll show every step as we set it up, how to build the substrate, and then we'll be filling the tank about 2/3 so that we can have a landing for them to come out, and so we can have some mosses and other plants growing in here.
Well, hello. Come right on in. You're at Father Fish.
We are going to break this tank down and set it up as a turtle tank. There are two little turtles, and here's one right here. They're little musk turtles, and they're active and busy in here all the time, so we're going to give them their own tank and maybe even bring a friend in. But to do this, I'm going to completely break this tank down, and then we'll show every step as we set it up, how to build the substrate. And then we'll be filling the tank about 2/3, a little better than half, because we want to leave a gap up there so that we can have a landing for them to come out on, and so we can have some mosses and other plants growing in here. Eventually we may put a cage top on it, but for now we're going to stick with the glass. And this little guy and his bite in here are going to get a new home. Won't that be neat? Doing a siphon by standing above the water level and holding the hose above the water level, you can suck in without getting water in your mouth when the hose is empty, and it will fill right up to the level of the tank, which is, as you can see, right there. Heavy-handled net is really helpful for this kind of thing. They're available at the FTFFA. If you look up FTFFA online, Florida Tropical Fish Farmers Association, you get all this heavy-duty commercial equipment, which, if you've got a fish room, makes life so much easier. So we're going to take it out and scrub it. That'll be the next step. The formula for the substrate is 2 parts peat moss, 1 part potting soil, and 1 part black cow or manure or pond muck. That's the basic formula for the dirt, into which you also add a portion, approximately half a cup of the supplement. So it's 2, 1, 1. And then a half a cup of supplement. That's actually for a 5-gallon tank. That'll give you 1 inch in a 5-gallon tank. In a 10-gallon tank, we can double that. So let's do it, because we're doing a 15-gallon, which is approximately the same footprint as a 10-gallon. So we're going to do 1. And this is portions. We're not measuring cups now. We're just doing ratios. That's 4 peat moss. Black cow is going to be 2. Now I'm doing this as opposed to any other kind of mulch or pond mud or compost. And then potting soil will be also 2. Okay, that's the dirt mix, and that's enough to do the 15-gallon tank that we're working on. We have now 8 portions, roughly 8 cups. It's actually a little better because we filled this up higher than that. I think this actually holds 2 cups. So we're probably going to be over. We want a half a cup of this supplement. So it'll be a little better. We're going to do about 2/3 of a cup of supplement. Now we mix all this thoroughly. And then we're going to add water. And we only want enough water to displace the air. Now, what we should do is let this sit for at least an hour in order to fully absorb and get rid of the air. So I think we'll do that. We're just going to let this sit for an hour, and we'll be back. Okay, I have a coarse heavy-duty net. I put all the dirt in here, and I'm just straining it. I want to get the excess water out. We don't want excess water in here. We'll lose a little nutrients, but it ain't going to be much, and mainly we'll have the right composition when we get in there. So I want it to go in wet, but not soupy. All right, let's get it in here. This should give us 1 inch of soil. Now, obviously, I can use a fancy tool, but it's not as effective as my hand. Does that look like 1 inch? Okay, so formula 2-1-1. 2 parts peat moss, 1 part potting soil or garden soil or whatever other kind of soil you want to use, and then 1 part either mulch or pond mud, creek mud, compost. I'm using black cow. That brings nutrients in, it brings humus in, and it creates a soil foundation. And then to that, we added about 1/4 of a cup of our supplement. Sprinkle a little more here. 1/4 cup of supplement, which gives us the base for what we're trying to do. That's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just start adding sand. And I want to get 2 inches of sand. It should be 16 of these containers. A little too much sand is fine. A little too much dirt is not. You don't want to overdo the dirt. It has a tendency, as we showed in the last video, to work its way up through the sand. When it does that, if you've got too much soil in there, it'll work itself all the way through the sand, and you wind up with dirt in your tank. That's how they get cloudy, and that's how they foul. How's that look? That looks pretty close to 1 and 2. Okay, I'm just leveling it out now in preparation for hardscape. So the next thing we're going to do is start working on the hardscape. Mind you, this is going to be a turtle tank, so the extra sand is beneficial because they like to dig down. They don't go deep. They go maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep, and we've got at least 2 solid inches here, so they're not going to get down into the dirt. They will go into the sand. Any plants we put in there will be able to stay in the sand as well. Okay, we are now ready to hardscape. I think I need to try to seal that a little bit. Let's see, a couple of things I want to do. I'm going to try to get this piece of driftwood in here. Okay, it's going to come up out of the water. So we've got it at about the water at about this height. Now what we'll be able to do is put moss on the top, and we can put some of these plants up there. We're going to do Java fern and moss in the rest of it, and that'll be like just two plants is all. So the next step, it looks like, is to get water in it. Well, we filled the tank up to the level of the rocks so that some of them are still exposed. We want the turtles to be able to crawl out onto the rocks. What I want to do now is I'm going to get some plants in here. I may add more water to it, but for now let's just get some plants and see where we're at. Now I have a couple of things to set plants on. This is a whale vertebrae that I can put in this corner. And I'd like it to be a little bit higher, so I need to put something under it. Like so, that'll give us a cave, and it'll also give us a place that we can set some plants on. So this is kind of what I had in mind. Now I'm going to leave these in the pot. I think I don't need this big piece. I think I got too much going on. Now, the other thing I wanted to do, I kind of got ahead of myself, which I always do, is I want to put a pump in here. Okay, let's get some plants in it and see what we got. I have a tiger lotus without a bulb. We'll just stick him down in here. We've got a couple of little sage. The ferns actually could go in some rock. I found these real pretty stones, and I thought they might look nice. I think what I want to do is put the turtles in it. Let's put the turtles in it. Maybe cute. Yeah, these musk turtles, they have a very sharp bite. If he were bigger, he'd have taken a hunk out of my finger. You gotta figure out the territory there. What I'm gonna do is get a couple more, one or two more turtles that are basking turtles. The musk turtles are not, they rarely come out of the water. But there are a number of others I can get. I'm going to try to get a small one that doesn't get real big. That may be a problem. But I've got to water some things in, so we'll see what we can do. But there it is. There's our new turtle tank, all set up and cooking and looking good. I don't want to put a sedentary fish in though, but something that's going to move around. Coley loach might work because they hide a lot. We'll see. We'll try a couple of things. Maybe just some guppies, maybe some little wild fish. I do have some wild fish I can put in there. Okay, well, thanks for checking in. This is a video on setting up a turtle tank. So I hope it's given you some ideas about how to go about this. Take care. Love you all. Bye for now.